Welcome to the meeting tonight, and thank you for coming. We will start with the superintendent's comments from Dr. Seifert.
Thank you, President Sigma. Good evening, everybody. We're glad you're with us tonight, either at home watching or here in person. I'd like to say Happy New Year. I hope everyone had a wonderful winter break. We're excited to be underway with our second part of the school year. We know it's going to be filled with great success for our students and staff. And again, we are all in this together, and it's glad to be back. I'm glad because on Tuesday I couldn't even talk. So at least I have a voice. And last meeting, I couldn't talk. So tonight I at least have a little bit of a voice. As you know, we've already used the one traditional snow day that we don't have to make up. We really have a good calendar for all of that, though. Winter sports activities season is in full swing. I got out and got to see a lot of activities during the winter break. As I always like to say, go Pirates and go Warriors. St. Charles West girls team did win the St. Dominic Christmas tournament, so that was cool. Really good. I was there to be a part of that. I have some important SCSD Foundation news to share, don't we, Karen? The foundation was just awarded a General Motors grant for $20,000. $20,000, we can clap for that. This is for innovative STEAM projects in our schools. Teachers will be able to apply for that grant money beginning in March. Speaking of March, the foundation will be hosting a trivia night Saturday, March 14th at the Boys and Girls Club. Doors open at 6 p.m. and the trivia begins at 7. The cost is $200 for a table of 8, and there will be games and silent auction and raffle items. You can send inquiries to me. Mrs. O'Hearn can do it. Please do. Turn your thing on so they can hear you. It's all right.
They're going to do 4 $5,000 grants. That's what they've decided. So, yeah, instead of the, 120 or dividing it up 2,000, it's going to be 4 $5,000 grants. And there'll be lots of stuff coming in your mail soon. Every teacher should get a flyer for the foundation trivia, and every teacher should, and thanks to Mickey, and every teacher should get a information about the new grants.
And staff, parents, supporters, if they're interested, they obviously get their own table, but we're also looking at each school getting a table as well. So we're really looking forward to that night and supporting our SCSD Foundation. They're doing some great work and expanding what they do to serve our community and our district. So kudos to them. Board of Education seats are once again up for re-election, and the candidacy window is now closed. We have 4 candidates for 3 spots. We're excited about that, and good luck to all our candidates. Tonight, knock on wood, it might be a short, sweet meeting. What do you think, Mr. Shields? Okay, thank you. Wow. Who's the boss now? We have worked hard to prepare for this meeting, and tonight we will have an important discussion and presentations on. We do have Daniel Waters in the house tonight for our St. Charles High report. And I don't know if Daniel's going to say this or not, but we have 2 reasons to celebrate him. One, he's our student reporter tonight, but he also is our student selected to go for the MSBA grant this year. So that's exciting too. So congratulations to Daniel. And you can clap for that. We've got Jason, Terry, and Lorenzo's in the room for us tonight as well with our bond resolution. We love the partnership that we have with those 2 gentlemen and their companies, and we'll have that information here just shortly. We also have an HVAC project to have you all vote on, and then, of course, the district financial report. We're in the midst of a very productive 25-26 school year. It's only been 3 days back with kids, right? 4? It seems long. It's been wonderful, but it seems longer than that, doesn't it, Jill? No, it's been great. We're excited to have everybody back, and I know 2026 is going to be the best year yet for us. 2025 calendar year was pretty influential and just an awesome year for us. We want to continue to be safe, be respectful, and be responsible as we continue to be all in together. And again, thanks for being here tonight.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Seifert. Board communications, do we have any?
We have none.
Okay, we will move on to audience comments.
All regular and special meetings of the board shall be open to the public. Since the board desires to be a good listener and be responsive to the community, persons desiring to address the board may do so during the time so allotted on the agenda and according to established procedures. During the audience portion of each board meeting, patrons are invited by the president to speak for or against any proposal on the tentative agenda or on any other school concern. The individual is asked to identify him or herself, limit comments to a few minutes, and avoid discussing personalities. The president reserves the right to limit the number of presentations and/or length of comments. At the discretion of the president, patrons may be recognized at other times during the board meeting. The board is very interested in audience comments. According to board policy, members cannot respond during the actual meeting. The board will listen to audience comments, and if necessary, additional follow-up will occur through district administrators.
Thank you, Daniel. We have one audience comments tonight, Jill Meyer from CESA.
Hello, I'm Jill Meyer. I'm president of CESA, which is the Classified Support Staff Union. Just wanted to give a brief update, but also I missed giving you all a greeting before the holidays, so I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas and a great start to your new year. At CESA, we've assembled a new negotiations team and are looking forward to the upcoming negotiations in February with the district. We had the IBB training that several of our new members went to in November. And then the end of November, we was sent out a survey that was sent out to all the classified staff to gather input, ideas, suggestions, concerns that we will then use to figure out what we're going to negotiate with the district and where those ideas are from everyone. So we've had a meeting before break and started looking at those and had another meeting last night. So we are just really looking forward to supporting everybody and all the classified staff in this district. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Jill. We will move on to item 3.06, which is our high school student update. Daniel, if you want to come forward and then just press the little person icon.
I think it's already been
Is it on?
pressed.
All right,
Hey, less work for me.
that's right.
All right, good evening, everyone. As you know, I'm Daniel. I'm a student at St. Charles High School. I'm a senior. I feel like I know a good portion of you, but I feel like you all probably know my mother because she's been teaching at Lincoln Elementary for, what, like 23 years? Is that it? 26. Well, I was,
Not that she's counting.
not that she's counting, not that she's counting at all.
Great job for us.
But again, I'm just kind of here. I was asked by Dr. Happel to kind of come and talk about different things at the high school, things that are going well, things we could improve on. So that's what I'm going to do. Things going well, activities that I'm in, because that's what I'm most knowledgeable about, is what I'm going to talk about. We just had last semester fall play, which went extremely well. We had a very good decision, I don't know who made it, by administration to have Miss Gibson, our musical director, kind of take over the whole theater department and all that. And that went very well, I would say, and I really enjoyed the experience. I'm also the student council executive president at St. Charles High. We had our homecoming, of course, last semester, which went very well. I think sold over 400 tickets, plus however many guests. Homecoming game, assembly, all went very well. Had a lot of support from administration, Dr. Happel on that, which was great. Our annual blood drive, we also had about, I think somewhere in the market of a dozen blood donors from our school, which was amazing to see that kind of support. This is more of a personal note that I just like about my school is the diversity of classes that are offered, because we offer classes that I know a lot of other schools don't. Specifically one that I'm in would be architectural engineering and structural engineering, which I enjoy because I want to be an engineer. So give them that kind of tracks. Also, the rigor of classes. I mean, if you want to, you can push yourself. And that's something that I enjoy because I like to see both myself and see some of my friends kind of pushing themselves, trying to take AP classes, get that college credit, get that leg up so they can kind of set themselves ahead going to the future. One thing that I had that's just kind of a personal concern is there's been a lot of talk about removing block scheduling. My personal opinion, I love it. It's amazing. you get to spend an hour and a half devoted to one subject instead of little chunks of time being divided up throughout your day where you don't get as much done. You don't get that focus. And with like a 7-block day, you also have a lot more travel time, which means more time for people to do things they shouldn't be, as Dr. Happel's very familiar with, unfortunately. Well, that's been a lot better, though, actually, things in the commons. And also AIP, our academic intervention period. That's a time some students desperately need. And some students spend like 4 days a week talking with a teacher just to pass their classes during AIP. And with a new system, like from what I've seen, that would only be 1 to 2 days a week. So that's my main concern with that. That's really all I have. Just thank you for your time, and thanks for, I guess, letting me come and talk to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
We appreciate it. Awesome. At this time, if anybody would like to leave, we'll take a quick 2-minute break. If you would like to stay, you're welcome to, but we'll take a short break here.
As soon as is that true, is that correct? So as soon as the meeting's over, we'll upload it.
Yep.
Because we're recording on our end.
Okay. All right, we will go back to our meeting. Item 3.07, I make a motion that we adopt the agenda as presented. Is there a second? Brian, second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? We'll move on to the consent agenda. For efficiency, the school board utilizes a consent agenda. Items placed on the consent agenda are routine in nature or are among the many decisions that the board has already determined are in the domain of the administration. I make a motion we approve the consent agenda as presented. Is there a second? I second. Karen, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? That passes. We will move down to item 4.06, I believe. I'm sorry, that's under there. It's item 6.01, which is new business, our bond resolution.
All right, very good. So we are absolutely blessed to have two individuals in attendance with us tonight that help guide us through a lot of our, all of our bond and our financing for bond to speak with you about the 2017 refunding. And with Stiefel, representing Stiefel tonight is Lorenzo Boyd. So thank you, Lorenzo, for being here.
Thanks, Jeremy. Good evening, everyone, to the Board of Education, Superintendent Seifert, and I have Jason Terry here, who's the wonderful gentleman who prepares all the bond documents. He's a lot more important than I am. But as Jeremy mentioned, we started this process, I think, back in October in terms of refinancing the school district series 2017 general obligation bonds. And so through this process, we're looking to refinance about a little over $25.6 million in general obligation bonds for savings. And one of the things that I was really pleased about, we were actually able to shorten the final maturity of the district's original bonds. The original bonds back in 2017 had a final maturity of 2036. Because of some robust growth for the school district in more recent years, we were able to shorten that final maturity to 2031. So with that, by shortening that maturity and actually eliminating those final 5 maturities, we were actually able to get significant savings. But before we kind of started that process, we went through the process of actually the underlying rating, and that's Jeremy's favorite part, the underlying rating process. It's a long, arduous process. It's where the district is evaluated based on its underlying creditworthiness, and the district was affirmed a AA minus from Standard & Poor's, which is, I'll tell you, it's in the top 25% of all school districts in the state in terms of that have underlying ratings, and we also received a AA plus from the Missouri Direct Deposit Program. So with that, we went into the market today, sold about 25 million of bonds, actually 24.8 million of bonds, and guess what? You know how many orders we had? Take a guess. I mean, anybody gonna guess? Anybody? It's huge, and it was all because of me. I'm just kidding. And I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So we sold about 24.8 million of bonds, and we received 157 million of orders. 157 million. So that's almost 7 times oversubscribed. So you may be asking, you have more orders than you have bonds, so we had to lower interest rates. So we lower interest rates because we want some of those buyers to disappear. So we lowered interest rates about 4 to 6 basis points. We only have 5 maturities in this transaction, but we were actually able to lower each interest rate from 4 to 6 basis points. That may seem like a lot, but it's a lot in my world. So with that, the final savings over the next 10 years, the school district is saving about $4.3 million in interest savings on 24 million of bonds, and that's mainly attributable to that we were able to eliminate those final 5 years. So we're set to close on January 22nd, and at that point, there'll be happy savings. I always tell my clients, I'm either here for 2 reasons. I'm either giving you money or I'm saving you money. So I'm like Santa Claus. So I'm always in the spirit of giving. So with the holiday season, all we need you to do is approve the bond resolution this evening, and we'll be set to close in about 2 weeks.
Awesome.
So with that, any questions?
I don't think so. All right. If not, I make a motion, we approve the resolution authorizing and directing the issuance, sale, and delivery of general obligation refunding bonds, Series 2026, for our school district. Is there a second? Tammy gets it this time. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? It passes. Thank you so much, Lorenzo.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Jason.
Have a good rest of your night.
Yes, thank you guys for coming.
Thank you both. Appreciate it.
We'll move on to item 6.02, the Knoll HVAC project.
Yeah, what we're presenting tonight to you all about this is, this certainly, we believe, based on engineering advice, this will prevent the situation that we had this past summer that created the white mold situation within the school that we had to clean up significantly. It is an old system to begin with. It is all of the wall ventilated units that's sucking in outside air, allowing too much moisture in. So FSG, who we've been approved to use as one of our engineers for these, to basically, so we don't have to pay 2 people, architects, engineer, and the workers. So we've got this project for you to look at, answer any questions about. It came in slightly over $1 million, if I remember correctly. I didn't open up my document yet because I was mesmerized about saving $4 million. So that's really what we're looking at. If you ask, well, how does this compare to where our budget sits out right now based on our other bond expenditures? We are well within budget on all of our bond expenditures thus far. So there is absolutely zero concern for me in including this.
Okay. Any questions, comments? If not, I make a motion to approve the Knoll HVAC project as presented. Is there a second?
I second.
Daniel, second. All those in favor? Aye. That passes. Item 7.01, District Financial Report.
All right. So everything's tracking as we've stated so far. Everything's tracking as what we expected. The only thing that is not, that we're hoping eventually gets reimbursed, is some of the insurance claims that we've had. Most recently, that being the gym floors at St. Charles West, a roofing project that was done here for shingles, and skylight at St. Charles High School. So we're still attempting to get that reimbursed. The other thing that would be different than the past December as we look is our insurance check hit the bank much quicker this year than it did last year. So that's a good thing as far as us paying the insurance company. So we had that hit our books earlier than the previous fiscal. So you could see that difference in fiscal services, or purchase services quite a bit. So that's really the only difference. Salaries continue to track as expected. Obviously, you guys all know that that's our biggest expense, and we're at the halfway point with this report. A couple of items that I think are very important for us at least to have the conversation about. We believe, based on the assessor and the collector, Senate Bill 3 impact, if it does pass, would likely be about a $1.3 million revenue loss for us if that goes back to that 24 tax freeze, assessed valuation for the tax freeze. So obviously closely monitoring that. Senate Bill 190, we believe is going to be a loss of about $330 for this fiscal. So just to give you kind of an idea of what we're thinking about as we go into negotiation season. Obviously, as I hope everybody knows, we always try to put our best foot forward financially. We can't predict the future. We can only listen and then try to do the best we can while still putting that best foot forward. But there are some concerns with state finances, as you all have probably read, especially when you have a person of prestige like Scott Fitzpatrick that comes out and makes comments that, if we don't control our spending at a state level, we'll exhaust our reserves by 2028. If a recession hits, that's going to exhaust by 2027. And then we also have language of reducing taxes with some tax reform. Again, not making a political statement on that, but those conversations are occurring. That voice of caution is certainly being listened to by a lot of people, and then we know what that could do, because obviously education takes a lot of state financing. So certainly that's in the back of our minds. Again, we can't predict it. We're going to put our best foot forward with salaries as we negotiate, and then hope that the public remains very confident in public education.
Thank you, Jeremy. Any questions or comments? If not, I make a motion to adopt the financial report as presented. Is there a second? Oh, Ellen, second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? That passes. I make a motion, we adjourn the meeting. Is there a second? Lori, second. All those in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody.